And the world's still reacting this morning to the news that Burt Reynolds passed away. I just remember being so surprised that he was 82. He lived a lot younger than that. He looked a lot younger than that.
He really did.
You know, lots of stars from lots of films. Dolly Parton, we wanted to share some of the tweets and emails and thoughts this morning with you. This is a great one from Dolly Parton. You might remember the two of them in the movie together, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. She said, "We will always remember his funny laugh, that mischievous sparkle in his eyes, and his quirky sense of humor. You will always be my favorite sheriff. Rest in peace, my little buddy. I will always love you."
And Eric Estrada also tweeted, he said, "Burt was a true gentleman and was a member of Hollywood's old school of screen charisma, charm, and class. His comedic wit made you laugh till you cried, and if you were lucky enough to spend any time with him, you were truly one of the fortunate ones."
Arnold Schwarzenegger weighing in, saying Burt Reynolds was one of my heroes. He was a trailblazer. He showed the way to transition from being an athlete to being the highest paid actor. Burt Reynolds, of course, played football. He always inspired me.
And Ryan Reynolds shared this, and I think this one's my favorite. He did it first and best and naked. That top photo, of course, the groundbreaking nude centerfold from Cosmo back in 1972. The New York Times then called it the nude heard around the world. And you know, here's some fun facts that our producer Jen McLean found about this centerfold. He was the first man to ever be shown naked in a magazine. So the editor of Cosmo, Helen Gurley Brown, apparently originally asked Paul Newman to pose, and he turned her down. So it went to Burt Reynolds, and the rest is history.
The interesting thing that I learned about Burt Reynolds, speaking of turning down, was the amount of roles he turned down. I had no idea, and he was infamous for it. Turned down, reportedly, James Bond, Han Solo, Richard Gere's character from Pretty Woman, some of the roles in Die Hard, like Bruce Willis's role. So it was incredible, the roles that he said no to. And then, of course, he did suffer a huge financial loss later on in his career. Had he taken any one of those roles, it could have been a completely different story for him. But a lot of bankruptcy and having to sell off his personal belongings, very embarrassing for him, I think, at later times in his life. And he commented on that in the last few years. But I think regardless, the legacy he left on the movie industry, and obviously the people who are weighing in, is huge and impactful.
Known for his sense of humor, which is always great.